And what is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Bottom of the Clutch. Today on with me is our new world champion of clutch, Ryan Matthews. Ryan, how you doing?
Good, Sean. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. So I had to have you on this week. You just won our clutch championship, the Polar Power League that was going on this whole winter. I know it seems like we're about to go into another season now. Spring training's about to start, but our winter league just wrapped up here online. And you guys play online, and you do it in a way that a lot of our fans may not be familiar with. So why don't you tell us a little about that online league?
Oh, we play mostly through Slack. It has a built-in dice roller. So the camaraderie is really good. The community is excellent. A lot of really tough managers. Every team I played was tough to beat. Even the reigning champion, James. Man, he was... that last game, I was nerve-wracked the whole time.
Yeah, so your team, the Michigan Bombers, they finished tied with the best record in the league at 13-7. And like you said, you took down the reigning champ, James. And how about you take us through that fourth game? What happened in that ninth inning? Because it was 3-3 going into the ninth inning. So why don't you tell us a little about what happened in one of the most exciting innings probably I've heard in clutch baseball history?
Well, if you even back up just one inning, I had a 2-run home run with off a pitcher's chart with Chase Headley to take the lead 3-2, and then in the eighth inning I put in Chapman to hopefully get the save, and he lets up a solo shot. So going into the ninth inning, on the second batter, which was Eric Thames, he hit a solo shot off a mistake pitch to put me ahead.
Now tell us what did happen there with James. What card did he play to start that inning, though?
He played Buck to start that inning. He could have prevented the mistake pitch, but I don't know if he chose not to or forgot.
Well, I had some words with James, and he said tensions were getting a little heated, and he said the human element may have taken over a little bit and may have just slipped his mind.
It was hard to stay focused on the cards with how tense that game was. I had to constantly pause myself and reassess a few times, make sure I wasn't missing anything. But it's easy to get caught up in that kind of moment. I'm flabbergasted, quite frankly, with how epic that game felt.
So tell us, for some of our fans that may not know one of our strongest cards, but, in, of course, the league's opinion, one of the strongest cards of the year, the Buck Showalter manager card. Tell us, what mistake did he make using that card?
Well, Buck on defense allows you can discard a card to add one to your pitch. Well, by doing so, you can actually remove a mistake roll by increasing it out of your pitcher's X range. And he did have cards in hand, so had he discarded a card, he could have brought his pitch roll out of the mistake range. I still would have had the advantage, but I would not have had the power die.
Yeah, so I mean, he gets that extra +4 basically to his swing, and he ended up rolling a home run. So, we don't know if it would have mattered either way, but I just know in a tense situation like that, I mean, sometimes you just got to remember and just take your time and look through those strategy cards. See what you have that you can have apply to the play.
That's exactly right. It is easy to get caught up in the game and into the nuance of the game and totally forget what's actually in your hand.
So tell us about what was your home stadium that you used during it. I see that you used Detroit Stadium, but tell us what factor did you build your team around?
I got assigned Detroit Stadium for the Polar Power League. It's actually a stadium I hadn't used too much before. You add the clutch to the swing when you have runners in scoring position. So I definitely focused my roster around, especially my lineup, around positive clutch. I decided right from the get-go I didn't want anybody with negative clutch, even if they were from Detroit, which would, negate that ability. I wanted, every batter to have a chance to add to the swing if there's someone on second or third. One of the first pieces of that roster was Bryce Harper, and he tore it up all season. Especially in the playoffs, he had 7 home runs in the 11 playoff games I played.
Yeah, but that was a pretty cool way that you built your team around clutch, with the name of our game. I thought it was pretty fitting for you to come out on top with that team theme. I like to bring some of my fans on here. I like to find out what their favorite team is, and I know your favorite team is the Detroit Tigers, which seemed fitting since you were given that stadium for your championship. I got some Tigers trivia for you if you want to give it a go.
It's worth a shot. Let's try it.
When was the last time the Detroit Tigers won a World Series?
1984.
1984, that is correct. 1984 was their 4th World Championship. So how many Triple Crowns have the Detroit Tigers won in their history?
I know Cabrera won one in 2012, I believe it was.
That's one.
I believe Gehringer won. I can't remember the year. I think he won one. I want to say Ty Cobb, but I don't think so with the home runs.
Well, you're a little correct on those last two there. Ty Cobb has won a Triple Crown, and Miguel Cabrera. So you're right with those two. But
okay.
if you Google how many Triple Crowns did the Detroit Tigers have, Google might do a little trick spin on you, and it'll actually say 4 because they won 2 offensive ones and they won 2 defensive ones. So who won 2?
Verlander. Yep.
You got it. So you got Verlander. Who won the other Triple Crown pitching for the Detroit Tigers?
Newhouser.
You got it. There it is. So those are your 4 Triple Crowns in the Tigers' history. Okay, final question. Who so far has the highest salary in Tigers' history in clutch baseball?
The highest salary.
Highest salary card. And that can be any current player, and it can be any Elite or Generations card.
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm going to go with Maglio Ordonez.
There it is. You got it. Maglio Ordonez. So from the Generation set, Maglio Ordonez, a 700 salary. What year was it?
I want to say 2007 was the career year.
That is it, 2007. So in 2007, he was second in MVP voting, batted .363, had the Silver Slugger icon, and the RBI icon. Okay, so to wrap this up, Ryan, I want you to tell me your favorite moment in your Tigers history.
Oh, that would be when Maglio hit that home run in Game 4 against the Athletics to send the Tigers to the World Series in 2006.
Oh, man, I still remember that. That was incredible, man. I remember... That was one of the only... How many pennant shots have we seen in my life? We saw the Boone one. I remember seeing the Maglio one. Then we had the one from the Giants a few years ago. I mean, yeah, you don't forget a home run to send you to the World Series too often. Even when it wasn't my team, I still remember that memory really fondly.
Yeah, I remember jumping off of my couch into the air, like throwing my fist in the air when he hit that home run. And then I still play the video of that call, that play on YouTube all the time, just to, fun memories.
Yeah, well, that was an awesome piece of Tigers history, man. I'm glad that you've now captured your championship. You didn't fall short sending you to the World Series. You won the whole thing. So congratulations on that. You've etched yourself in clutch baseball history. Just want to wish you the best of luck in 2019. And best of luck in the Gens tournament coming up that we're going to hear some more information about in the upcoming future. And hey, I'm just going to say to you, try to fit Maglio onto that team.
Oh, I'm definitely trying to. He's a fun card to use.
Yeah, man. So thanks for coming on again, Ryan. Best of luck in 2019.
Thank you, man.
Well, that's it for another episode of Bottom of the Clutch. Remember to subscribe and to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram @ClutchCards. I'm Sean Norberg, and this has been Bottom of the Clutch.